Thanks to the support as a channel member, got sent hose. Well, that's been the most disastrous January transfer window I've ever had in the history of playing Football Manager. My beloved chairman has sold no fewer than 3 of our best young players out from under me. Hello and welcome to part 25 of the Tour de France. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we've got 2 matches for you. We're at home against Bastia and away against Gwynyamp in Ligue 2. As you can see, we are hovering just outside the playoff positions after a pretty rough January. But to be honest, January wasn't rough because of results. January was rough because of what my chairman did to me off the pitch. We have sold David Carter, Michael Oliver and Oliver Vaquero. We've got Carter and Oliver, the 2 that didn't start regularly, back on loan until the end of the season. Vaquero is just gone. He's just gone and never coming back. He's gone to Lille, £600,000, the best player at the club. I feel like I've been mugged. Also going to Lille, David Carter for £700,000. He's come back on loan to us, but, I mean, he started 4 games this season. I'd have rather have had Vaquero back on loan, please. Michael Oliver, £600,000, has gone to Nice. He'd started two games for... No, that was the B team. He'd started 1 game for us this season. I could have handled if it had just been Carter and Oliver going, especially with getting him back on loans. It makes no difference to the squad, but Vaquero going on deadline day with no loan back. My chairman has a lot to answer for. I mean, financially, it's got us out of a little bit of a pickle. We're now back in the black. We were about £1 million overdrawn. Of course, it doesn't take into account the fact that we've got £5 million coming in the summer just from being in this league. We didn't need to sell them. We have sold them. It's ripped the heart and soul out of the football club. And, yeah, it's just generally quite problematic. Signings-wise, we didn't bring anyone in. We just got Carter and Oliver back in on loan. The Vaquero deal went through at like 11:30 on deadline day. That's why there was no time to get a loan back. We'd actually agreed to the loan back, but because the deal went through so quickly, I wonder if it's still showing in my inbox. Vaquero, because we were offered the loan back. Is that how you spell his name? Oliver. Yeah, here we go. Oh, it wasn't 11:30. It was earlier in the day, but it was still. So we turned down an offer of 400,000. Then they offered 500,000, which the board accepted. And then in the space of one continue, so I didn't get a chance to reply to this, they offer the loan back at 8:58 p.m. I didn't see it because it was just all part of one continue. The board then 4 minutes later agreed to sell him before I said, yes, please loan him back. And it all went down in about 4 minutes. And yeah, he's gone. Our best player is gone. And we haven't played a football match since. So glad I signed so many midfielders earlier in the year when I did, because it looks like we need him. This is our newly ruined team. Now we've lost Vaquero. Like I say, Oliver and Carter isn't that much of a loss. Oliver, not even on the bench today. We actually sent him down to the B team for a little bit earlier in the season because he's not really developed the way I hoped he would. He's certainly no Stephen Boyd. I'm surprised we got as much money for him as we did, but fair enough. I don't really need to worry about playing him unless he has a spurt of awesomeness. Carter, I'm a little bit more upset about because I think he definitely had some major upside. But Vaquero's the big loss. But thankfully, we have got Renault, Sana, and Kaita, who between them are earning a lot of money. We've got 3.3k a week there, 6.75 there, and 2.7 there. So we've got like 12,500, £13,000 a week of our wage budget going on our midfield 3. I guess it was an area we had some decent strength in depth. If 2-2 had gone, would have been a disaster. Mandrea in goal, a back four of Cisse, Deleste, Maltanes, and Abdallah. Renault, Sana, and Kaita in the midfield. Gotan and Babai supporting 2-2 up front, who is fit again. He's played a couple of games since he's been back. He's still in very good form. 2-2 is great. He really is great when he's fit. We're just struggling to keep him fit. And once again, in January, the one thing I was really, really looking for was a striker, and that was the one thing we just are not able to find. Lotis, there's a lot of pressure on Lotis to really push on this season and get himself ready to be in the first team for next year, or at least on the bench in the first team. He's just not ready yet. He's another one similar to Michael Oliver, who just doesn't seem to be developing at the rate Vaquero and Boyd developed. And I know what you're going to say. I'm familiar with the comments section. Vaquero and Boyd were both thrown into the first team playing every week from 16 years old. That's why they developed the way they did. But, I mean, I can't drop Tutu and do that with Lotis. It just seems like a silly idea. When we play with one striker, to have that one striker as someone completely untried and we're doing it for development reasons, I just don't think I can do it. Gotan is another one who's been in since he was 16 and is now club captain and has just opened the scoring for us, which is excellent. We obviously want to be part of this playoffs. As much as I've been terrible at playoffs over the last 18 months or so of playing Football Manager, I would like to win a playoff. I want to keep playing in the playoffs. I want to get this playoff problem dealt with so we never have to talk about it again. I can't believe, as someone who's won the Streamer Showdown as many times as I have, I'm a knockout football. I've knocked my drink over. I'm a knockout football expert. Can't do playoffs. Don't understand it. We're gonna right that wrong this season as long as we can get in them. We're definitely gonna get in them because we're gonna win this match and we're gonna win lots of matches and we're gonna decide that we didn't need Vaquero after all. Mandrea there to make the save to keep it at 1-0. I'm still a little bit unimpressed at how small our attendances are, by the way, as we're pushing for promotion to the top flight, and we're still not breaking like 7,500 people at our matches, which is another reason why we're having to sell players, because we haven't got the fan support. We're in a town that doesn't like football, and that means we are going to have to sell our best players. It's been the story of this club over the years. Giroud, Koscielny. I'm reliably informed Patrick Vieira spent time at Tor as a youth player, moving on before he even played a game. There's certainly a long history of very good youth development here at Tor, but not a lot of history of success because they always get sold on before they reach close to their maximum. We need to try and break that trend somehow, but it doesn't look like it's going to be happening anytime soon. It's going to be the next tier down. Our very best young players are always going to be sold out from under me. We need that next level, the likes of Gotan, he's never been listed as 5-star potential. Even now, he's only 4.5, and that's gone up because of the amount of football he's played. But it's the likes of him that we're going to need to build this team around, the next tier down. Right, we are making a bunch of changes here. I think they're better that way round. Yeah, he's a right footer on the left-hand side. And I think he can play as a right winger on that side. And Teo Her can go up front. That all seems acceptable to me. Carter re-debuting at the base of the midfield. His first game as a loanee at the club. I'd like him to score a couple more free kicks before he goes because they are absolutely beautiful when he hits them. He might actually have come off the set piece takers list because he left the club for 12 minutes. But we'll verify that and make sure that he is still going to be taking the free kicks because they're so very good. But the important thing is we just won a football match and we are back up in the not in the automatic promotion spots. We're back up in the playoff spots, and that's where we want to remain for the rest of the season. Now let's go on a winning streak. Let's do it to spite the chairman, not to reward him for his nonsense. I'm going to show him that even with him actively working against me, we can still get promoted. A couple of changes then for the Gwynyamp game. Abdallah and Renault both suspended, so Sana drops back to right back. We're going with Keita, Traore and David Carter as our midfield three. Michael Oliver's injured for a month, so we really might never see him in a Tor shirt again because he was already drifting down the pecking order. He's now been sold, so there's no reason to develop him, and he's now injured as well. So he might be done, but David Carter, at the very least, getting only, was it his 4th or 5th start of the season, sat at the base of the midfield. So we're going to nicely develop him and send him off all shiny and ready to go. I mean, we want these boys to go on and become stars because we've got sell-ons on all of them. I think we've got 25% of profit sell on Carter and Oliver and 20% on Vaquero, because, again, the board wouldn't let me negotiate that one. At least I managed to negotiate a little bit more into the other two, and once I had the offer accepted over my head, I offered them out for more and managed to drive the prices up a little bit, and we did all right with Carter and Oliver, but the Vaquero deal, not at all happy with. And that's why it's got a smaller sell on as well. Gotan is in behind here. Cuts it back to Kaitra, who's got loads of space. Tutu turns, finds Babai. I feel like Tutu probably could have had a shot there. Babai doesn't really have a lot of support, but Sana's done well to get to him. And there is Kaitra, who we've seen it before earlier in the season. When he plays in this more advanced role as the Mazzala, he does get himself into goal-scoring opportunities, and he's done it again there, grabbing us the opening goal 13 minutes in. And Babai's done quite well here. No support at all. Managed to keep hold of the ball. I mean, it's a little bit fortuitous that his attempt at a cross is deflected into the path of Sana. But all the same, he could have just as easily run it out for a goal kick or just had a wild shot into the side netting Football Manager style. So he's done quite well there, I think. We'll give him a pat on the head. This is another team who are down in the bottom half of the table. I mean, we only beat Bastia, who are in the relegation playoff spot. We only beat them 1-0. So as much as it's nice to pick up these victories, we're not exactly playing dominantly against teams way back down at the wrong end of the table. And we could do with knocking a few goals past this lot today and not giving away a penalty. Apparently, Cisse with the push there, even though it's Maltinez who is there to head it clear. I didn't even see where Cisse was or what he was doing. Mandrea to try and save the penalty. He cannot, and it is 1-1. And we've let these rascals back into the game, which is not part of the script for today. I'm literally just saying I would like to grab a couple of goals, knock a few in, give us a nice little confidence booster today. And here we are at the wrong end of the pitch, under pressure again. Couple of desperate goal line clearances from, I think that's Cisse. Cross comes in. Sana on a yellow card, misses his header. And Gwynyamp are camped out on the edge of our area at the moment. It feels like there's another goal coming before half-time. Thankfully, the highlight ends. We need to sort ourselves out in this second half. This is definitely a team we should be beating. And if we do beat them, we open up a nice little gap over 6th place and start to feel a little bit more comfortable in our playoff push. But once again, it's us on the back foot trying to defend a corner. Maltinez does head it away. Remember, we've now had a number of key players ripped out of this team in the last 12 months, not just losing Vaquero now, and obviously Carter is still here, but we lost Stephen Boyd in the summer, Le Marechal, Ribeiro. These are all regular players. We've lost at least four key nailed-on first-team starters in the last 6 months, including our entire three-man midfield. Is it any wonder that we're struggling just a little bit? And oh my word, the question mark over Mandrea's head gets bigger and more illuminated, and it's now flashing. And Bar is just sat there on just a knowing glance over from him. Got me to come on and have a go, boss, because what is this? Mandrea's done, I think. I don't get it. He was really solid last year. Does not seem to have been able to make the step up at all. And we're still defending. Sana's now getting sent off. This is a disaster. This is a team we should be capable of beating, and we're self-combusting. I don't understand what's going on. I feel like the wheels are coming off our season, and that's not ideal. Right, I am going to take you off, you stupid moron. And Galdan can come on in midfield as well. That'll do for now. I can't cope with Mandrea anymore. I think he's finished. Bar is young, but I'm more willing to give him a little bit of leeway. I mean, he's just made a lovely double save there. 2-2. Now with the turn, we've got 4-on-2. If we can get the ball into the middle, cross the ball. Why is nobody crossing the ball? There were two men completely unmarked in the middle. I don't know what's going on. We've had one shot on target in this match. Oh, we used to be good. We were really good at football not so long ago. Get everybody off. Everyone's done. Is that 5 changes? I think it is. Everybody's finished. I've had enough. Why are we rubbish all of a sudden? Attack. More. Somebody do something. Oh, they've got Locker-o-foe up front as well, I've just noticed. Oh, our old hero playing up front for them as well. Oh, what I would give to have him back in the mix now. Can we take him home with us? Because it would be really nice to have someone I could stick up alongside Tutu or swap out for Tutu in situations like that when we need a goal. We just don't have anybody. We have one striker who is capable of scoring goals. And today, he just wasn't with it. I mean, that opportunity where we had all the men over in the middle, I don't know what he's thinking. He clearly just can't see them. Need to get them out a pair of spectacles. Oh, the frustration is strong today, boys and girls. You think this has been an easy ride up until this point? Oh, my word. Someone put a note in like episode 7's comments. Look, if you don't like it being really easy and Kev just winning all the time, if you want to see him suffer, if you want to see him stressed, go watch episode 25. Start watching from there because it gets hard and he's not happy. And I'm not... Ooh, I'm cross. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. Thank you very much for watching.